Hi everyone, we have been doing a series on New Year, New You, and this video is going to be all about water. I feel like it's super important and it's not really discussed a lot, so I found a few tips and a few other things that I thought would be interesting to share. So I wanted to start with a quote that I found from Stephen Johnson, and it says, "Water is the lifeblood of our bodies, our economy, our nation, and our well-being." I feel like it's really important to all areas of life. And then I started thinking about how amazing water can be. It can start off as like little tiny drops of rain, or it can collectively come together and form a very powerful tsunami. So it can be a very powerful force in nature, but it's also important for us to make sure that we are getting enough into our bodies. Our body doesn't really store water, it uses it, so we need to be replenishing that supply on the daily. Water helps your blood flow. If you're not getting enough water, your blood consistency is going to be too kind of syrupy, and it's not going to flow as easily as if you had enough water. It helps to flush out toxins. If you are drinking lots of water, you're going to be going to the bathroom a lot, and that's one of the ways that your body gets rid of toxins. There are many ways. Urination is just one of them. It also helps to lubricate your joints. So as you get older and you may be feeling your joints a little bit more than normal, make sure you aren't slacking on getting water in your body. It also helps to regulate temperature. When we are hot, we get our sweat glands start working, and sweat cools our skin off. So you want to make sure, if you're sweating a lot, that you're drinking even more water than normal to replenish that supply that your body is using. It also helps to moisturize skin, and it can even prevent constipation. If you're having trouble going to the bathroom, you might want to look at how much water you are drinking, because if you are constipated, chances are your water level might be low, and that's what's causing it. It's recommended that you drink half your body weight in fluid ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you're drinking 50 fluid ounces a day. Now, I did find some other information. They said that pregnant and nursing moms should drink even more, but I didn't find a specific amount. So that would definitely be something to chat with your doctor about. I did also find a few things that said you shouldn't just drink plain water all the time. You should have things in it like minerals. I put pink Himalayan salt a little tiny bit in my water sometimes, or I will add different fruits or different essential oils in there just to kind of change it up a little bit so it's not just plain straight water. We don't drink tap water. We have a Berkey water filter, so it doesn't have like the things that are in the tap water, and you shouldn't be drinking just plain water because that can actually cause more harm, like plain water all the time. There should be something in it, so you're not kind of leaching the chemicals, or the minerals out of your body. I also recommend, not a popular opinion, not drinking with your meals. So when you're eating, your saliva in your mouth, and there are acids and enzymes and things all throughout your digestive tract, mostly in your stomach and your intestines, that are working really hard to break down the food that you're eating. And sometimes if we're drinking a ton of liquids while we're eating, it kind of just slows that process down, because the enzymes and all of those things, the acids, have to work against that liquid that you're drinking. So I always try and drink as much as I can in between meals, and then I try not to drink at all at meals. And it is an adjustment. I used to drink like 2 or 3 glasses of water with every meal, so I had to cut back slowly with that and not give myself a shock. I didn't cut like cold turkey. More power to you if you could do that, but I wanted to kind of ease off of it a little bit so it wasn't so overwhelming, and it was doable over time. I usually don't drink anything at a meal unless it's super spicy and I need something to take the spice away. Make sure that you're putting your water out in plain sight so you can see it. Out of sight, out of mind works for lots of things. So if you have a certain area, like we have ours in a certain spot in our kitchen that we're in that area a lot, so you see it, you think to grab it and take a quick swig. If it is tucked away, like in the fridge or something, or in a cabinet or in your bedroom, you're probably not going to be drinking as much because it's not going to be out in the open. that leads me to my next unpopular opinion, water. It's recommended that you drink water room temperature, that you don't have it ice cold like many people do unless you need to cool your body down, like a really hot day and you come in and you feel overheated. Maybe you have lots of things going on, you're sweating, you jump in the shower and you still feel really hot, then that's the time to reach for the ice water, because you can cool your body off from the inside. But if you're just talking a normal day where you don't feel like real overheated, you really shouldn't be having ice cold water, because the internal temperature of our body is pretty warm and your stomach and all of your digestive parts are pretty comfortable in that temperature. And then you put freezing cold ice cubed water down your hatch, and it's kind of a shock to your digestive system. So it's not recommended all the time. Again, that might be a huge lifestyle change for you. We always used to drink ice cold water, so I had to slowly ease myself off of the ice cubes. You do want to also be careful, because there's some drinks that actually make you expel even more water. So I saw in my research, coffee, tea, and soda, some of them can actually make you release more water than normal. So if you're drinking those in excess, you might want to increase your water drinking as well. Then I found an experiment. I don't know how to say his name. I would say Marsu Emoto is his last name. He did this experiment where he took glass containers and he wrote positive words all over one and negative words all over another, and that he had water in the containers, and then he crystallized the water. So he basically exposed it to colder temperature and watched how the crystals formed, and the positive words formed beautiful crystals and the negative words formed ugly crystals. And music and pictures can also have the same effect they found on water, which I thought was pretty fascinating and pretty crazy. So if over half of our body is made of water and we have about 6,000 thoughts a day, what do you think our thoughts are doing to our body? It's like a whole different direction of the water conversation, but I thought it would be neat to just slip that in, to kind of keep that in the back of your mind as you are having thoughts throughout your day. If you've never thought about mindset or taking your thoughts captive, like it says in the Bible, I would really encourage you to look into that, because having a positive mindset can benefit so many areas of your life compared to if you live in the negative. I know that you have people in your life that are super positive all the time, and you go to them and you feel refreshed when you leave and you enjoy being in their company. And then I'm sure there are other people that are just negative. They just can't find the silver lining in anything, and they're just constantly complaining, and they are emotionally draining, because that kind of negativity, it actually feeds off of itself. It's kind of like it spreads, kind of like gossip, like bad news spreads faster than positive news. So think about your thoughts, think about how much your body is made up of water and what the thoughts and the negative words did to the water crystals, and just kind of maybe think about your thoughts and your words a little bit more than you have, if you haven't already. So it just made me kind of stop and think, gosh, I wonder what the negative thoughts that I have are doing internally to me and my body because of this experiment that he did with positive words. And there's another scientist that did an experiment with plants, the same kind of thing, speaking to the plants in a positive way versus speaking to them in a negative way. So everything in existence has an energy, a frequency, and positive and love are high frequencies, and hate and things that are negative are generally lower frequencies. And you want high frequency. Low frequencies are where diseases and viruses thrive. So here's another little nugget for you. So that was a whole different take on the whole water conversation, but make sure you're drinking as much water as you can. You don't want to overdo it. So it's recommended like half your body weight in fluid ounces, and just think about your thoughts. I hope that gave you some value today, and I can't believe that January is already over 2023.